Good afternoon and welcome to the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester. We've got some Women's British Basketball League action for you today as the Manchester Giants host the Nottingham Wildcats in their last home game before the Christmas break. So coming into this one, the Manchester Giants sitting at 3-4 in the standings. They had a loss last weekend to the Essex Rebels, ending their 3-game home winning streak, 87-76. Georgia Anderson had a season high at 19 points in that one, 5 assists along with 2 steals, knocking down 3 threes. And Maya Pace, her third double-double of the season, 15 points, 11 rebounds and 4 assists in that one. And Maya Pace, in her first season out of San Diego, leading the team in points per game, 15.6 for her, and steals per game as well, 2 per game, good for 10th in the league. She's second in team rebounds with 8.9, and she's just having a fantastic season. It's her first time in the UK. And the Nottingham Wildcats looking for their first win. They are 0-7. They took on the very formidable London Lions last weekend. Valerie Cassidy-Del Falco, 14 points in that one and hit 4 of 7 from 3, along with Mari Stewart. She had 11 points, 3 rebounds and 3 steals. Kaz Bullock here with you throughout today's game. We're due to tip off in about a minute and a half's time as we look at the starting lineups. So for the Manchester Giants, it will be Lauren Thomas-Johnson, Brooklyn McAleer-Fannis, Georgia Anderson, Maya Pace and Sydney Hunter. And for the Nottingham Wildcats, Valerie Cassidy-Del Falco, Abby Whitehouse, Mari Stewart, Jessica Wayne and Brooke Bajelko. So this Nottingham team, a little bit of a different look from last year, quite a changed squad with only Mari Stewart being the only returning senior player on the team. Last season's leading rebounder Kennedy Nicholas out in Portugal this year. So a bit of a new look Wildcats team, but they have some very exciting additions in Brooke Bajelko. She's out of New York, playing in Spain last year at 6'3", bringing that international playing experience over, a really tough post player. She's going to be someone that the Wildcats look to get inside today. And the addition of Jessica Wayne after a couple of seasons in Durham is a huge boost for the Wildcats, a really tough defender on last year's WBBL all-defensive team. Set a record of 12 steals against Manchester last year when she was up here with Durham. A 2-time Defensive Player of the Year at Emporia State University. And she has been having a fantastic season so far, 13.9 points per game, 5.3 rebounds and 3.1 assists, along with 2.4 steals per game. So a tough, hard-nosed defender. She's going to make it very difficult for the Giants. And someone that the team are going to want to try and look to close down. Now teams coming out onto court. Manchester playing in green today and the Wildcats in yellow. Head coach for the Manchester Giants is Marg Jones, assisted by Rhiann Bailey. And for the Nottingham Wildcats, Karen Burton. Her assistants are Caitlin Riley and Charlotte Redhead. So both teams wanting to finish strong in the first part of the season as we head into the Christmas break. Want to go into that time off on the back of a win, so let's see who can do that today. And for the tip, it will be Sydney Hunter for the Giants and Brooke Bajelko for the Wildcats. Ball is up and we're underway, and it's Bajelko, tips it to Whitehouse. Whitehouse going up against McAleer-Fannis and goes all the way to the basket, scoops the layup, drops it in. Great move from Whitehouse and a good start for the Wildcats. Pace hands it off to Anderson. Pace calling for a screen, looking to go inside. Hunter stops, pulls up herself and gets that to go. And Maya Pace picking up where she left off in last week's game. As I mentioned before, having a really strong season, a really impressive start to her career over here in the UK out of San Diego University. As Stewart puts up a 3, rolls out. Pace over to Thomas Johnson, Three is up and too strong, but rebound Giants, so another chance on offense. Pace is going to try the three. That doesn't go. And Macaulay Fanis is the one that comes up with it. Hunter's all alone underneath the basket, lays it in. Cassidy Del Falco against Anderson. Pass into Whitehouse is picked away. It's knocked out, but it'll be last touch Giants. And Cassidy Del Falco had 14 points in that game against London last weekend. She's a threat from three. Also playing in the WEABL this season for the Wildcats in the academy. She's leading the league in points per game and assists per game. A really exciting young player to watch. She gets the ball at the top of the arc. Passes into Bajelko, who turns and banks it in. Tie game here in the first. Anderson. Over to Thomas Johnson, hands it off to Macaulay Fanis. And it's good to see Macaulay Fanis back on court. Had a few games away with an injury. As Hunter drives the baseline, drops that one in. And that's 4 points for Sydney Hunter as Pace steals the ball, goes all the way. Maya Pace, that's why she's leading this team in steals per game. Giants double a lead here in the first. Cassidy Del Falco pulls up with the short jumper. Nothing but net on that. Thomas Johnson hands it off to Pace. Round to Anderson. Macaulay Fanis. And into Hunter. Hunter underneath the net. She is getting some good looks there, getting into a really good position, finding herself free underneath the basket. And if you're Nottingham, you need to try and stop that. She's had 3 quick looks early on here in the first. Cassidy Del Falco with the long two. That is good. She's off to a hot start. Macaulay Fanis into Hunter. Bajelko with the height advantage here. Passes out to Anderson. Her three's too strong. It's tipped into the hands of Macaulay Fanis, who keeps it alive for the Giants. And Pace is going to try a three. Knocks that one down. Maya Pace with 7 points here early on. Cassidy Del Falco driving to the hoop. Draws the foul. So she is going to head to the free throw line for 2. And that is going to be on Anderson. That's her first foul, first team foul for the Giants.
For the first time today, Manchester, make some noise.
First is good. And Cassidy Del Falco representing GB at the under-17 3x3 qualifiers and Europe Cup this summer. Also at the under-18 European Championships for GB. A really talented young player coming through this Wildcats Academy. And great to see her out on court for the senior team. It's a 3-point Giants leader. Thomas Johnson hands it off to Hunter, who steps back. Her shot just rolls out, and it's Pace with the rebound. She's doing a fantastic job so far. Thomas Johnson's three is too strong. Wayne out to Whitehouse. Whitehouse finds some space in the lane, draws the contact, and she's going to go to the foul line. That is on Sydney Hunter, her first. 2 quick fouls here for the Giants, and the Wildcats able to capitalise. They drive into the basket and able to get those foul calls. First doesn't go for Whitehouse, shooting 80% from the line so far this season. Playing in her first season with the Nottingham Wildcats. She was with the Sheffield Hatters previously. And Pace Nearly has it stolen away by Stewart, gets it over to Hunter. Nice bounce pass into Thomas Johnson, but the ball's loose, and it's Cassidy Del Falco that comes up with it. Over to Wayne. Into Stewart for the long two, who nails it. Ties the game at 13. Hunter, round to Thomas Johnson. Pace for three. Nothing but net. Maya Pace is on fire here in the first. She's got 10 points. Cassidy Del Falco, short jumper, no good. Anderson behind the back. Trying to find some space. Gets through, kicks it over to Pace, and Pace from the free throw line doesn't get it to fall. Wayne over to Stewart. Stewart with the short jumper. And into the hands of Bajelko, who turns with the hook shot, gets that to roll in. McAleer-Fannis has it stolen away. Good hands there by Whitehouse. And it's Wayne against Thomas Johnson. Wayne doesn't get it to go, but it's chased down by Stewart. Wayne finds space inside, rolls down, and Cassidy Del Falco came out of nowhere to save that rebound. And Cassidy Del Falco, one of the smallest players on the court at 5'4", absolutely jumped out of the gym to grab that offensive board. Pace. Out to Hunter, three's up. No good, tapped by Thomas Johnson, but it's the Wildcats that come up with it. Whitehouse is going to slow things down here, over to Stewart. Stewart steps back with the jumper. No good, gets her own rebound. Can't put it back in, but Bajelko is there for the offensive board. No good, and Hunter puts a stop to that as she comes up with it for Manchester. Picked off by Wayne. He comes racing up the court. Whitehouse calling for it behind the arc. Cassidy Del Falco inside to Bajelko. She gets the whistle and she will go to the line. And that is a third team foul on the Giants. That is the second foul on Sydney Hunter, so 2 quick fouls for Hunter early on here with 3:27 to go in the first. And we will have a timeout. So leading all scorers is Maya Pace, setting the pace with 10 points and 2 rebounds in the game. She's been fantastic. Had 15 last week. And earlier in the season against Oakland's dropped a season high 28 points when she shot 4 of 5 from 3. She's a player that once she gets going, she's very, very difficult to stop. And leading the way for the Nottingham Wildcats, Valerie Cassidy Del Falco, 6 points for her, along with 2 rebounds. And Brooke Bajelko, 4 points, 2 rebounds for her. So teams coming back on court, a 1-point lead for the Giants here. But 2 free throws to come for Nottingham. They've got a chance to take the lead
We are ready to go again.
here in the first quarter. And Brooke Bajelko shooting 2. Shooting just under 93% from the line so far this season. Averaging 9.6 points per game, along with 7.4 rebounds. Hits the first.
We go again.
And second also good. That puts the Wildcats ahead. Have a substitution. Kira Belsham in for the Wildcats, and Bajelko taking a seat. Giants down by 1 here. McDermott into the game for the first time for Manchester. Pace. Anderson, 6 seconds on the shot clock. And that'll be a foul on the Wildcats. Wayne reaching in. First foul on Jess Wayne. And it'll be sideline ball for the Giants. Pace on the inbound into McDermott. Against Fallon. McDermott backs it down. 6 seconds on the shot clock. McAleer-Fannis tries the 3, too strong. Stewart's in for the rebound. And Nottingham are doing a good job on the board so far early on in the game. Whitehouse all the way to the basket, can't finish. But she's done that a couple of times, able to get that space. And without Hannah Shaw in the game today for the Giants, someone needs to fill that presence in the post. As Anderson steps away through to the basket, tough move, and gets it to fall. That's her first 2 points of the game. As the Giants go back ahead by 1. Wayne out to Stewart on the baseline. Back in Belsham against Hunter. And again, the Wildcats finding a way to the hoop on that left-hand side. McDermott over to Hunter. Pace is going against Stewart, kicks it back out to Anderson for a deep 3, just off the front of the rim. Wildcats playing with pace. As Wayne out to Whitehouse, her 3 is up, and that doesn't go. McDermott, she's got Whitehouse on her, round to McAleer-Fannis. Just setting things up. You see this defense from Nottingham. Pace. She's got Stewart on her, 4 seconds to go. Out to Anderson. Anderson's 3's up. And that's out. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. It didn't touch the rim. As we see Eva Karashaita into the game. And Sydney Hunter's going to take a seat for the Giants. One-point lead for the Wildcats, just over 1:10 to play here in the first. Cassidy Del Falco racing to the basket, stops and puts it in off the glass. That takes her to 8. 3-point Wildcats lead. Turk, round to McDermott. She's got space, turns and fires the 3, rolls out. And Bajelko able to get the rebound. Whitehouse turns and spins and goes on the left side again. Karashaita to McDermott. McDermott racing to the basket. She's going to try from the left-hand side. Doesn't go on that possession. And Wildcats can hold for the last shot of the quarter here. Whitehouse into Bajelko. Bajelko off the glass. That doesn't go. McAleer-Fannis with the rebound. 1 second to go. Pace is going to be after the shot clock. Will not count as it was after the buzzer. So at the end of the first quarter, it is Nottingham at 23, Manchester 18. A massive 10 points from Maya Pace so far in the first quarter. 2 rebounds for her. And for the Wildcats, it is Brooke Bajelko leading the way with 8 points, along with 3 rebounds. And Nottingham winning the battle of the boards at the moment. 13 rebounds to the Giants, 11. And it's really the space the Wildcats have been able to find, driving the lane, especially going to the left side of the basket. Abby Whitehouse has been getting her points that way. She's got 7 so far in the game. Apologies, she has got 5. And able to find a way to the basket on that left-hand side. Again, without Hannah Shaw in the game, the tallest player out on court for the Giants is Sydney Hunter at 6 foot. And for the Wildcats, Brooke Bajelko at 6'3", making things difficult inside for Manchester, who are really going to need to try and close her down, maybe double her in the paint. Obviously, you risk having a player open when you do that. But if you're Manchester, you want to force Nottingham to look outside, not try and get those points in the paint. So teams coming back out on court. 5-point Wildcats lead. And it will be Manchester ball to start things off here in the second. So a chance to cut into this lead here. Important to get out to a good start early on in the second. McDermott gets the handoff. She's working against Wayne. Jess Wayne, such a tough defender. Out to Turk. McDermott, you see the length of Wayne. She's really able to reach and stretch out and make it difficult. As Kara Scheiter with the high arcing shot doesn't get it to go, but McDermott fighting inside. It's picked up by Riley. And Alina Riley into the game for the first time for Nottingham. Stewart into Bajelko. Turns and fires and nails it. McDermott on the baseline, out to Turk. Turk takes the time, sets up for 3, doesn't get it to go, into the hands of McDermott, who puts it back in. And a much needed bucket for Manchester. Wayne driving all the way. Again, that left-hand lane is just open for the Wildcats. The Giants need to try and close that down. Leads back up to 7 for Nottingham. Turk finds some space, goes baseline. She draws the foul, so she'll be headed to the line. That foul is on Cassidy Del Falco, her first. And Idil Turk, she has been such a spark off the bench this season for the Manchester Giants, playing in her first season in the UK after having spent time in Turkey, playing for several different teams over there. Hatay, Izmit, Kankaya. As she goes 2 of 2 from the line. Five-point lead for the Wildcats. Stewart. Riley's 3's up, and that is good. And Alina Riley, if you have not seen her before, you have got to watch her from behind the 3-point line. Knocked down 11 in an under-18s game. Yes, 11 in an under-18s game for the Wildcats. Breaking the Wildcats junior record for most 3s in a game. And Macaulay Fanis fighting for the ball there against Wayne. But Wayne comes up with it. Gets it just inside the 3-point line. Knocks it down. And the Wildcats just increasing their lead here up to 9. Thomas Johnson over to Kara Scheiter. Thomas Johnson inside against Wayne, finds some space, goes for the reverse, but gets fouled. So that's going to send Thomas Johnson to the line. And Lauren Thomas Johnson, such a tough player. She finds herself underneath the basket in a lot of situations, going against players a lot bigger than she is. As Sydney Hunter and Georgia Anson check back in, Brooklyn Macaulay Fanis and Eva Karashaita heading to the bench. That foul was on Bajelko, her first. So Thomas Johnson's shooting 77.8% from the line so far this season. First one doesn't go. Second leading scorer on the Giants with 13.4 points per game. Second one doesn't go. And another rebound for Stewart. Stewart in the corner. She's blocked by Thomas Johnson. Ball's out and it's going to stay with Nottingham. Good D from Thomas Johnson, getting a hand on the shot. Wayne round to Cassidy Del Falco. Riley turns and fires the three. Just grazes the rim, and McDermott with the rebound. Turk over to Hunter. McDermott back out to Turk. Turk driving, kicks it to Hunter on the baseline. Hunter up and in off the glass. And that takes us to 8. 8-point lead for the Wildcats. Cassidy Del Falco's three doesn't go, and it's Bajelko with the offensive board. Nice handoff to Cassidy Del Falco right underneath the basket. Leads up to 10 for Nottingham. Anderson pressured over to Turk. Turk finds some space inside, floaters up and just bounces out. Lucky for that one not to fall. Stewart round to Cassidy Del Falco. Bajelko back out. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Long two, in and out, and then back in again. Giants need to find an answer here. Meredith Pace might come in off the bench soon. She was hot in the first quarter with 10 points. As Anderson looking for some help, finds Thomas Johnson, who turns, she's blocked, and ball is picked up by the Wildcats, but will just step out of bounds. Manchester getting a bit lucky on that possession. So Giants ball on the baseline. We've got 5:38 to play here in the first half. Thomas Johnson into Hunter. McDermott. Spins going against Wayne. You see how Wayne is so difficult to get past as Thomas Johnson puts it in at the buzzer. That's a tough bucket for Thomas Johnson. Wayne stops and pulls up. Nothing but net. Everything's dropping for the Wildcats here in the first half as Anderson finds some space, backs it down. Resets. Hands it over to McDermott. Thomas Johnson against Cassidy Del Falco. And you can see every time Thomas Johnson touches the ball, she's doubled inside, just making it really difficult for her. And Cassidy Del Falco with the reverse doesn't go. Wayne's there to pick it back up. And ball's out. Whitehouse round to Cassidy Del Falco. Sets for three. Doesn't get it to go. Stewart chasing it down. Again, Nottingham all over the offensive boards. Wayne with 6 seconds. Bajelko inside. Out to Stewart, who finishes that possession. Several possessions with a long two. Wildcats with 40 points here in the half. As that pass is picked up by Whitehouse, and Cassidy Del Falco all the way to the basket. Count it, and the foul. She's got a chance for a 3-point play. 14 points for her. As Maya Pace checks back in for the Giants. And we'll have a timeout. As the Wildcats here racing out to a huge 16-point lead in the first half. And Cassidy Del Falco with a chance to increase it, as she'll be shooting when we come back from this timeout. So leading all scorers is Cassidy Del Falco. 14 points for her, along with 5 assists in the game and 2 rebounds. Maya Pace with 10 points. Had those 10 points in the first quarter and 2 rebounds so far. And Sydney Hunter with 8 and 5 rebounds for the Giants. And the rebounding really making a difference here. Nottingham with 23, Manchester with 13. That has been the difference maker so far. And again, without Hannah Shaw inside, the Giants need to have someone that'll step up into that position, pull those rebounds down, and get some of those points in the paint. So teams back on court, and it will be Cassidy Del Falco at the line.
Your Giants need you now, Manchester. Make some noise for your Manchester Giants.
4:13 to play here in the first half.
Cassidy Del Falco to shoot the bonus point from the line. Manchester, make some noise.
Cassidy Del Falco averaging 8.9 points per game coming into this one. She's hits the free throw, and that takes her to 15. She said, you know what, I'm going to try double that this game. A fantastic scorer, averaging 26.7 in the WEABL for the Academy Wildcats as Pace turns for 3. That bounces out, but McAleer Fannis with the rebound. McDermott into Pace, and Pace is triple teamed, tries the shot and can't get that to fall. Wayne going against McDermott, and that'll be a foul called on McDermott. And that's going to send the Wildcats back to the free throw line. They've been able to do a really good job capitalising on drawing those fouls on that drive to the basket. First shot doesn't go.
You have to be quicker than that, Manchester. You know what to do.
Second's good for Wayne. McAleer Fannis, long pass out over to Shadrick. That 3 doesn't go. Hunter grabs the rebound. Pace round to McAleer Fannis. She's going to try a 3. That one spins out. Just not falling for the Giants today. And Whitehouse, as she drives, an offensive foul is called on the Nottingham Wildcats. So ball is back with the Giants. McAleer Fannis to Hunter. Has to back it out. Belsham's on her. McDermott catch and fires. 3 bounces out. Ball's tipped, and it will be with the Wildcats. And Manchester were finding some good looks early on when they were getting into Hunter underneath the basket. Pace was getting those mid-range shots. There's no need for them to panic and shoot 3s. There's a lot of time left in the game, but you need to get some points on the board as Whitehouse's layup doesn't go. Pace round to McDermott. Her 3's up and good. And that is a much-needed basket for the Manchester Giants, as McDermott cuts the lead down to 15. We'll have a timeout. So with 2:40 to play here in the first half, the Wildcats with a 15-point lead, led by Valerie Cassidy Del Falco, who has 15 points and 2 rebounds in the game so far. And Brooke Bajelko, 10 points, 5 rebounds for her. The Manchester Giants still led by Maya Pace, who had those 10 points in the first quarter and 3 rebounds. Sydney Hunter has 8 points and 6 rebounds. And as I mentioned, it's that rebounding that's making such a difference for Nottingham so far. They've been so good on the offensive boards, able to get those second, third chance looks. and convert them. And Manchester, as I mentioned, was working well for them going inside earlier on. You wonder if they might try and look to that. But as you can see, Nottingham, when the ball's going inside, they're just double, triple teaming whoever's there, forcing the Giants into turnovers. As we see Kizzy Spence checking into the game for the first time. Good to see her back out on court after missing a few games with injury. Whitehouse passes into Bajelko. She's got space there underneath the basket and an offensive board as she puts it back in. That won't count. A travel is called. Good D there underneath the basket. McDermott into McAleer-Fannis. Hunter, pace is there. Going against Stewart, loses it and it's picked up by Wayne. Fallon, Stewart's looking inside. Ball's out and it will be last touch Giants. So Nottingham with another chance. And 9 seconds on the shot clock. Fallon into Wayne. Bajelko turns and fires from the free throw line, gets it to roll in. McDermott over to Hunter. Pace, she had the hot hand for the Giants in the first quarter. As McAleer-Fannis looking to hand it off. And Spence driving, tough shot, banks it in. A great move from Spence to get to the basket. Bajelko out to Fallon. Stewart for 3. That is good. Mari Stewart with a big 3 for the Wildcats. Spence, back-to-back buckets for Kizzy Spence. And the Giants are going to need some more of that off the bench. As Bajelko's shot doesn't go, Stewart is there for the rebound. McAleer-Fannis out to Pace. Goes under, nice handoff there to McAleer-Fannis who lays it in. The scoring improving for the Giants in the last couple of minutes here in the second quarter. Whitehouse round to Fallon, gets it back. Wayne thought about the 3, drives to the basket and gets the foul call. She's going to head to the line for the chance at a 3-point play. And again, it is that left-hand side of the lane that is just open for Nottingham. They're able to get everything they want from that side. And that foul there is on Spence. That's her first. Third team foul for the Giants. And Wayne can't get that to go as Pace grabs the rebound. That's 4 for her. And the Giants will have the last shot of the quarter here, as they are down 18. Pace, 5 seconds to go. Into Hunter. Hunter round and puts it in. Great move from Sydney Hunter. And that will do it to end the first half. The Nottingham Wildcats with a huge 53-37 lead over the Manchester Giants. And the Wildcats looking for their first win of the season. Making a really good start here in the first half. And they've been led by Valerie Cassidy Del Falco. She has 15 points, 5 assists and 2 rebounds. Brooke Bajelko, 12 points, 6 rebounds. And for the Manchester Giants, Maya Pace, 10 points, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. And Sydney Hunter, 10 points and 6 rebounds. Kizzy Spence coming in, dropping in 4 points in quick succession, back-to-back baskets for her off the bench. The Giants are going to want to see more of that as they head into the third quarter with some work to do. A 30-point second quarter from the Nottingham Wildcats. They have been on fire. So we are going to take a quick break for half time, and we'll be back with you in around 12 minutes time. Welcome back to the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester. We're getting ready for the second half between the Manchester Giants and the Nottingham Wildcats. The Nottingham Wildcats looking for their first win of the season so far, currently 0-7, and they have put themselves in a very good position to try and take that first win, as they are up 16 here as we head into the third quarter. They've been led by a huge game from Valerie Cassidy-Del Falco, 15 points for her, along with 2 rebounds. And Brooke Bajelko, 10 points, 6 rebounds for her. And the Manchester Giants, Maya Pace has 10, along with 4 rebounds and 4 assists. And Sydney Hunter, 10 points for her, along with 6 rebounds. So the Giants with some work to do here in the second half to cut into this lead. It was a huge 30-point second quarter from the Wildcats, and they've been knocking down pretty much everything that they've been shooting at 57% from 2, and they've been able to get to the basket, driving the lane, using their height advantage inside, and some very quick guards in Abby Whitehouse and Jessica Wayne able to get to the hoop. And especially, we've seen it's been that left hand side of the basket, able to drive and finish. So the Manchester Giants need to try and clog the paint, stop the Wildcats from getting those looks, and make them take those outside shots.
We are ready for second half action. Please welcome back to the court the Nottingham Wildcats.
So teams coming back on court.
Some noise for your Giants!
So the Manchester Giants with a deficit here in the second half, and it's going to be inbound for the Wildcats. And Jess Wayne with the first possession into Cassidy-Del Falco. Again, she was huge for the Wildcats in the first half. Giants need to try and get some stops here early on. Stewart into Bajelko, out to Wayne, her three's up, and that is good. Nothing but net for Jess Wayne. Anderson, over to Hunter, she's got Bajelko on her. McAleer-Fannis. And Anderson with 6 seconds on the shot clock, as we've got a whistle. And that is a foul on Cassidy-Del Falco. That's on the floor, that's her second foul. So it'll be Giants ball from the end line, as McAleer-Fannis looks to get it inside. Long pass over to Anderson, who looks to set things up. Round to McAleer-Fannis, into Hunter underneath the basket, and it's picked up by Stewart. Whitehouse. Cassidy-Del Falco into Wayne in the corner, gets it back. And Bajelko out to Stewart. Good ball movement here from the Wildcats. Wayne loses it, and it's picked up by McAleer-Fannis. Thomas Johnson all the way to the hoop. Draws the contact. She's going to go to the foul line. And that is the second foul on Bajelko. Thomas Johnson's first one rolls in. And if you're the Giants here, just need to cut into this lead bit by bit as the second one spins out. Try and get it down to a 10-point lead and go from there. You need to get some stops though. Cassidy Del Falco drove all the way to the hoop. That takes us to 17, which is a season high for her. Anderson for 3. That one's good. Leads down to 17 for the Wildcats. Great pass inside to Bajelko. It's picked off though, and it's Thomas Johnson for the Giants. Over to Macaulay-Fannis. Pace in the corner, tries the 3. It's too strong, and ball's out. As Wayne, and you can see here the Wildcats, they like to play fast. Cassidy Del Falco all alone, and it's Macaulay-Fannis with the rebound. Pace inside, turns and fires, hangs in the air, gets that to drop. Maya Pace leading the Giants in scoring with 12 points. As Whitehouse comes up against Macaulay-Fannis, who gets a hand on it, and Thomas Johnson throws herself on the floor, grabs the ball, and it's a jump ball call. It will go the way of the Giants, as we'll have a timeout, and that is the kind of hustle that the Giants need to play with. Going after every ball, as you see Lauren Thomas Johnson do. They've cut the lead down to 15, and they'll have possession. Nottingham up 20 earlier on. The Giants looking to come back into this one. So the Giants, this is their last home game before Christmas. They'll next be back in action in the Championship. That will be here at the National Basketball Performance Centre on February the 10th against Caledonia at 2 o'clock. Because due to a bit of a change in the schedule this season, January is the trophy window. So they will be playing the Cardiff Met Archers the first weekend of January on the 6th in round 1. And all roads lead to Birmingham on the 28th for the trophy final. So Nottingham will be playing Newcastle the first weekend. That will be away in Newcastle. And teams will be wanting to progress and get through to the final of the Betty Cadona Trophy at Birmingham on the 28th of January. But here, out on court, it's the Giants with the ball and a chance to cut into this lead here. Hunter. Thomas Johnson. Anderson with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pulls up for the long 2. It bounces out. Thomas Johnson pulls the rebound down. Macaulay-Fannis swings it out to Anderson. Macaulay-Fannis against Wayne. Floater is no good. I think Wayne got a hand on that one. And Whitehouse powering down the court, going all the way, draws the foul. And that is on Macaulay-Fannis. That's her first. So Whitehouse at the line for 2. She's got 5 points so far in the game. First shot short.
Second incoming, you can be louder.
Second bounces out, and Macaulay-Fannis with another rebound. She's got 6. As Pace saves that one. And this is where the Giants need to capitalise. Missed free throws, pass inside to Hunter, tries to go underneath the basket, and she's blocked. As Wayne stepping through, doesn't get that to go. Bajelko's there, but it's Hunter that comes up with it. And the Giants have an advantage here if they can go 5 on 4. Hunter, Macaulay-Fannis, back to Hunter. Thomas Johnson, and pass is blocked as Stewart comes all the way down the court and drops it in. So lead is back to 17 for the Wildcats. Pace over to Macaulay-Fannis. Anderson turns and fires a 3, and she's fouled on the shot, so Georgia Anderson heading to the line for 3 free throws. And that is on Cassidy Del Falco. That's her 3rd. As we see Leah McDermott checking in for Lauren Thomas-Johnson.
McDermott comes into the game. Thomas-Johnson takes a seat, and it'll be Anderson to shoot 3 from the line.
And Anderson at the line. Had that season high 19 points last week. She's now got 6 so far in today's game. Playing in her 9th season. And the all-time leading scorer, assist and steals leader for the Manchester Mystics. And hits the 2nd. Just such a crucial player to have on the team. The experience that she's got, and for some of the younger players on the squad, just absolutely invaluable to be able to learn from a player like her as she goes 3 of 3 from the line. And Kizzy Spence will check in as Anderson heads to the bench. And Spence, we saw in the first half, she was a spark, came in, hit back-to-back baskets. She's a very quick player. The Giants will be hoping that she can add some more of that here in the second half. Whitehouse. Wayne picks it up. And travel call. So the Giants get the ball back. As Alice Fallon checks in. And Valerie Cassidy Del Falco heads to the bench. She's leading all scorers with 17 points. That's a season high for her. Macaulay-Fannis trying to find some space. The Nottingham defence is all over the Giants as McDermott hands it over to Pace. Round to Spence. Spence off the catch and shoot, no good, but McDermott's there, tries to put it back in, too strong off the glass, fighting for the ball, and it's a jump ball call. Possession will go the way of the Wildcats. So Nottingham ball, just over 5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Wayne round to Stewart. Stewart fires a 3. That doesn't go. Hunter for the rebound. McDermott's up ahead, calling for it. Gets it back into Hunter. And you can see the Wildcats just swarming all over the Giants. As Wayne tries to go all the way, doesn't get that to fall. Macaulay-Fannis chasing it down. She's got Hunter up ahead of her, and Sydney Hunter just can't finish underneath the basket. Draws the foul, so she's going to head to the line, and Giants getting a bit lucky there. So Hunter will be shooting 2, and that is foul number 3 on Brooke Bajelko. And Sydney Hunter playing in her 1st season in the UK, 2nd in rebounds per game in the league. Averaging 9 defensive boards a game. That is good for 1st. As the first free throw rolls in. Also out of the University of San Diego, playing with her teammate Maya Pace a couple of seasons ago when they were there. She's got that familiarity with each other on court as the Wildcats come back. And ball is out, last touch. Giants, it's going to stay with Nottingham.
Giants trail by 13, Giants on defense.
Whitehouse. Fallon going against Spence. Swings it round to Wayne. 6 seconds. 3 seconds. Fallon fires a 3. No good. Chased down by Hunter. Hunter, she's doubled, and there's a foul called. Apologies, that was a jump ball. And it stays with the Giants. You can see teams fighting for every possession here. Nottingham looking for their first win of the season. Positioning themselves very well as they're coming into the second half as Spence's dribbles picked up. McAleer-Fannis tries to get it back the other way, but it's Wayne. Hands it out. Bajelko's short jumper, no good. And into the hands of Spence. Pace again. You see Nottingham doubling the Giants every time they get the ball, making it difficult to get the pass off as well. As McAleer-Fannis goes baseline, she's triple teamed. She's absolutely swarmed by Nottingham players. And that'll be a blocking foul on Kizzy Spence. That's her second. Second team foul on the Giants. As Georgia Anderson checks in. And Brooklyn McAleer-Fannis heads to the bench. 13-point Wildcats lead, just over 3 to play in the third. Cassidy Del Falco finds some space. Ball's loose and it's Pace and Del Falco. And possession arrow is still with the Wildcats. For the Giants here, you want to try and get a stop, cut this lead to 10, then cut it down to single digits, just take it step by step, piece by piece, as Del Falco drives to the basket. Gets the whistle, and that is foul number 3 on Spence. Del Falco at the line. She's got 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. First is good. Make it 18. She hit 35 points in the WEABL for the Academy against Oaklands earlier this season. Leads that league in points per game at 26.7 as she goes 2 of 2 from the line and increases the lead back to 15 for the Wildcats. And McDermott's shot is knocked away there by Whitehouse, who comes up with it. Over to Stewart. Cassidy Del Falco. Pass over to Belsham. And Del Falco gets it back inside. Belsham, she's doubled. Shot's no good. And some good D there from the Giants. Doing what the Wildcats are doing to them on the other end. Doubling the play with the ball inside. Forcing the turnover. Giants need to make a bit of a run here towards the end of the third as Pace swings it round to Thomas Johnson. And McDermott's pass into Pace is knocked away. And it's Cassidy Del Falco over to Wayne, who gets the bucket at the other end. And back up to 17 for the Wildcats. They're playing with pace, playing with pressure as Spence tries to break the lane, can't get there. Pace turns round to Thomas Johnson, finds some space underneath the hoop and gets the whistle. And that is on Kira Belsham. That's a second. And that is the 5th team foul on the Wildcats. So for the last 1 minute 37, any fouls the Wildcats commit will send the Giants to the line. And if you're Manchester, you want to try and take advantage of that as much as you can. As Thomas Johnson goes 2 of 2 from the line. Wayne Out to Whitehouse, round to Cassidy Del Falco. She's got space again on the baseline, lays it in. As Anderson calling for a screen. Over to Pace. The length there of Belsham as well makes it really difficult for the Giants to get a good look from three as Spence's shot doesn't go. Wayne round to Whitehouse. Long pass over to Stewart. Going against Pace. Wayne fires. No good. But Whitehouse is there. Ball's loose. And his last touch, Wildcats. So Brooklyn McAleer-Fannis checking back in for the Giants. Kizzy Spence heading to the bench. Anderson to Pace. McAleer-Fannis, Giants find it difficult to try and get inside, penetrate that lane, as Anderson kicks it out to Thomas Johnson with a high arcing three. Doesn't go, and it's tipped into the hands of Stewart and McDermott, who fight for the ball, and it will stay with the Giants. And a good job there from Liam McDermott, getting into position underneath the basket. The Giants setting up. We've got 12.5 seconds left in the quarter. So out to Anderson. Pace inside, turns and fires, drops it in. And Maya Pace with the hang time underneath the basket. Cassidy Del Falco, 1 second to shoot, puts it up. That's short. And at the end of the third quarter, it is the Nottingham Wildcats 66, the Manchester Giants 51. Nottingham having been led by Valerie Cassidy Del Falco with 21 points. A season high for her, 2 rebounds and 4 assists. And Jess Wayne, 14 points, 9 rebounds, nearly a double-double for her, 3 assists and 2 steals. And for the Manchester Giants, it is Maya Pace with 14 points, 5 rebounds and 6 assists. And Sydney Hunter, 11 points, 9 rebounds. So again, work to do here for the Giants in the fourth quarter, down 15. And Nottingham looking for their first win of the season. They have come out firing from the very start. Looking to head into the Christmas break with a win before they're taking on the Newcastle Eagles in the trophy in round 1, and the Manchester Giants will face the Cardiff Met Archers. So teams coming back on court. So it will be Wildcats ball to start things off. Swain gets it into Cassidy Del Falco. And Nottingham here, you just think they want to keep doing what they've been doing. It's been working very, very well for them so far. As Stewart drives the baseline, round to Wayne, intercepted, but Cassidy Del Falco somehow manages to pick it up, drives to the hoop and draws the foul. So she will go back to the free throw line. Yeah, such an exciting young player representing GB at the European Championships earlier this year, the Under-18 European Championships, and also representing GB at the Under-17 3x3 qualifiers, and made it to Europe Cup in Crete earlier this year. Her first free throw doesn't go. Seconds all good. Leads up to 16. McDermott. Thomas Johnson. Pace into McDermott underneath the basket. Hands it off to Thomas Johnson, who puts in the reverse, doesn't go, and it's tapped out. So it goes back with the Wildcats. Bajelko has it knocked away. Pace picks it off. McAleer-Fannis. She's going 1 on 4. Going to have to get it over to Thomas Johnson, who finds some space and lays it in. Whitehouse over to Wayne. Hands it off to Bajelko for the long 2. No good. And Anderson over to McAleer-Fannis. She's going against Whitehouse. Off the glass, too strong, but she got the contact. And Brooklyn McAleer-Fannis is headed to the line for 2. That is foul number 1 on Abby Whitehouse. As Sydney Hunter checks in for the Giants. Leah McDermott headed to the bench. And Kira Belsham in for Brooke Bajelko. Bajelko with 10 points and 7 rebounds. Has been a real presence inside for the Wildcats. As McAleer-Fannis' first spins out. Second one doesn't go. Cassidy Del Falco setting things up for the Wildcats. Wayne into Stewart. And Hunter got a hand on that one. Forces the turnover. The Giants looking to make a push here in the 4th quarter. Pace over to Anderson. Into Hunter. Hunter turns and fires. No good. Wayne thought about the shot. Gets it into the hands of Belsham, and it's Pace jumping in for the jump ball. And Maya Pace doing such a good job. As the ball goes back with the Manchester Giants. Anderson going against Cassidy Del Falco. Great cut from Maya Pace, who lays it in. Cuts the lead to 12. It's the closest the Giants have been for some time, and a timeout is called. So the Giants looking to make a push here in the 4th quarter. They've cut it to 12. But the Wildcats, every time they've been coming back, the Wildcats have just been able to pull away and increase that lead. So 7:36 to play here in the 4th quarter. Can the Giants keep the pressure on and make a comeback? Or are Nottingham going to keep their composure and take their first win of the season? We'll have to watch and find out. So 7:36 to play in the 4th. And Valerie Cassidy Del Falco having a huge game, leading all scorers, 22 points. That is a season high for her. Shooting 8 of 11 from 2, 72%. And also grabbing 3 rebounds and 4 assists. Just a really exciting young player, showing exactly what she can do on the court. And it's always great to see young players as they develop. You see them playing through different leagues, the academy leagues, making it into the senior teams. And definitely a player to keep an eye on if you haven't seen her before. Giants looking to get a stop here. And Wildcats looking to continue to just do what they've been doing and not get flustered by this. We expect the Giants to put some pressure on here in the fourth. Stewart draws the foul. That's on the floor, and that will be on Thomas Johnson. Apologies, that was on Macaulay Fanis. So Kira Belsom checks out, and Brooke Bujelko back in for Nottingham. Cassidy Del Falco driving all the way. She finds the space and lays it in. 24 for her. More importantly, increases the lead for Nottingham. And Pace again on the cut. Can't get that to go. There's a foul called underneath the basket. That is on Thomas Johnson. That's her second. So that was on the Giants. Whitehouse again, time is on the Wildcats side here. Cassidy Del Falco on the baseline, floaters up, and that one's no good. Pace has it picked off by Wayne, who goes right down the other end and draws the foul. And that is the third foul on Sydney Hunter. Fourth team foul on the Giants. As we've got a timeout. So 69 to the Wildcats, 55 to the Manchester Giants. Manchester in a bit of a hole here in the fourth quarter, as Nottingham really putting the pressure on scoring-wise. They've been doing a great job so far as they look to get their first win of the season. So the Manchester Giants will next be back in action in the Championship on February the 10th against Caledonia here at the National Basketball Performance Centre at 2 o'clock. Make sure to come down and support the team. If you're a Manchester Giants men's season ticket holder, you can get your ticket included. If not, come get your tickets online or come down and support. And both teams back in action in January for the trophy. So the whole month of January is dedicated to trophy games. The first round is the first weekend of January. On the 6th, the Manchester Giants will face the Cardiff Met Archers in Cardiff. And also on the 6th, Nottingham will travel to Newcastle to take on the Eagles. So it teams back on court. It's going to be Jess Wayne at the line. And the first is good. So is the second, Jessica Wayne with 16 points. More importantly, the lead is back up to 16 for the Wildcats. Macaulay Fanis backs it down. Go to Anderson, she's got space, catch and shoot three, bounces out. And Wayne pulls down the rebound. And Stewart's gonna have to stop and wait for a team to catch up. So Whitehouse sets things up. Stolen away by Sydney Hunter. Drive into the basket, puts it in off the glass. Cassidy Del Falco, round to Wayne. Bujelko Again, the Wildcats moving the ball really well. 4 seconds, Cassidy Del Falco from the free throw line, doesn't go. Macaulay Fanis for the Giants, powering down the court, stops, out to Thomas Johnson, her 3 short. And Bajelko out to Stewart. Whitehouse all alone behind the arc. Shot doesn't go, but Bajelko able to reach and pull it down. And Macaulay Fanis going in for the jump ball, but it will stay with the Wildcats. And Idil Turk into the game. And Lauren Thomas Johnson will head to the bench. Wayne into Bajelko, going against Hunter. Bajelko finds a way through. And that has been the story in the paint for the Giants this game. Hunter over to Anderson. 3's up, and that's good. Cassidy Del Falco. Stewart. Wayne tries a 3. That one's no good. Pace with the rebound. Giants running out of time to make a run here. As Anderson out to Pace. Catch and shoot 3. Doesn't go. Giants unable to break that 12-13 point barrier. Wildcats really able to capitalise as Bajelko kicks it out. Cassidy Del Falco for 3. Unlucky for that one not to drop. And Stewart turns, picks it up. And we've got a foul called. We've got a whistle. It looks like Macaulay Fanis might have just got caught in the face. Hopefully she's okay. As both teams just hustling for the ball on every single possession. And that is a foul on, so that was a foul called on Whitehouse. That's her second. So it'll be Giants ball from the end line, just under 4 minutes to play. A 13-point lead for Nottingham. Hunter looking to hand it off, gets it to Anderson. Turk against Wayne. Anderson's there, calling for the 3. A deep 3 from Georgia Anderson. Doesn't go, but Hunter with the offensive board. And Macaulay Fanis, 7 seconds on the shot clock. And Hunter puts it in underneath the basket. As that cuts the lead to 11 with just 3 minutes 20 to play. And the Wildcats will get the ball back. And Cassidy Del Falco leading all scorers, 24 points in the game for her. Swings it round to Wayne. Bajelko. Stewart for 3. Nails it! And that's a dagger of a 3 for the Wildcats. Macaulay Fanis driving to the basket. And she's fouled on that shot. That's going to send her to the line. That is going to be on Whitehouse. That's her 3rd. And Nottingham with a comfortable lead here in the 4th. As Macaulay Fanis has 2 to come. First is good. Outplaying in Germany last season with the Leicester Riders previously. And makes the 2nd as well. So Leah McDermott checking into the game. And Brooklyn Macaulay Fanis headed to the bench. Cassidy Del Falco manages to keep control of the ball, hands it over to Stewart just underneath the basket, who banks it in. And Mari Stewart with 2 big buckets for the Wildcats. As Pace needs some help, gets it out to Anderson. Over to Turk. Turk's got space. Back to Anderson, 4 seconds to go. Anderson with a long 3. And that doesn't go. And she's fouled on that, so 3 free throws to come for Georgia Anderson, as that foul was on Jess Wayne. And Lauren Thomas-Johnson back in. And Idil Turk heading to the bench. Anderson's first is good, gets the friendly roll. Second also good. And with 2 minutes 18 to play, the Giants are running out of time to make a push here. As a third free throw goes for Anderson. Leads back down to 11. But every time the Giants get close, the Wildcats just manage to pull away. As Anderson knocks the ball out, and it's last touch Wildcats. So Giants with a chance to cut this to single digits here. They're going to need to score quickly. Thomas Johnson over to Hunter. Anderson outside, turns and fires a 3. It's good! Georgia Anderson with a massive 3 for the Giants. And that cuts the lead down to 9. This is the closest the Giants have been since the first half. As Nottingham call a timeout. So with just under 2 minutes to play. Just under 2 minutes to play. The Wildcats need to hold their nerve here. Keep doing what they're doing. They've been really good at moving the ball around and getting some good looks and able to finish inside, definitely taking advantage, using the height advantage of Bajelko and Belsham inside. And the Manchester Giants, they need to score quickly. If they're going to score, you don't want to take too much time off the clock. You want to be able to cut this lead down, but you don't want to run out of time to do so. And the lead down to 8 for the Manchester Giants. After Georgia Anderson hit a 3. Prior to that, hit 3 free throws, so 6 quick points for Georgia Anderson. And if you can get this down to a 1 or 2 possession game, very quickly it's going to make things very interesting here. If you're the Giants, Georgia Anderson has had the hot hand, so you want to get a stop and then try and get the ball into Georgia's hands. As Wayne passes out to Whitehouse, Cassidy Del Falco looking to get it into Bajelko, turns against Hunter, and Bajelko off the front of the rim. Ball's out, and it's going to go the way of the Giants. So 1 minute 30 to go. As you can see, Nottingham here picking up full court. Anderson has the ball, going against Cassidy Del Falco. She's driving. Anderson to Hunter. Giants need to get some points quickly. McDermott against Whitehouse. Turns, hangs in the air, gets it to go. 5-point game, 1 minute 14 to play. 6-point game, sorry. 6-point game. 1 minute 10. Cassidy Del Falco, she's got space. Backs it out. Long pass over to Stewart. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and Stewart is fouled. That is going to send her to the line for 2. And that is the 3rd foul on Lauren Thomas-Johnson. So Stewart with a couple of big free throws here. Giants currently outscoring the Wildcats 21-12 in this quarter. And Mari Stewart shooting 100% from the line so far this season. Hits the first. And the second, 2 of 2 from the line. Their big free throws puts the lead back up to 8 as we have a timeout. So just under a minute to play here. Georgia Anderson with some big shots for the Giants in the last few seconds. But Nottingham looking to try and hold their nerve and take home their first win of the season. Behind 24 points from Valerie Cassidy Del Falco. 3 rebounds and 5 assists. Mari Stewart, she has 17 along with 12 rebounds, a double-double for her and a huge 6 steals in the game. And that is a season high in steals and ties her season high in rebounds. So a really important player on this squad. Having played out in Kosovo, in Sweden, the player from California, out here in the UK, bringing her experience over. Spent some time with the Sheffield Hatters as well a couple of years ago. And as the only returning senior player on this squad, looking to help guide the Wildcats to their first win. So teams back on court. And if you're the Giants here, you want to get something off relatively quickly. You don't want to rush something so that it's a bad shot, but you don't want to let too much time come off the clock before you take a shot, because again, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you can make the shots, but you don't have enough time to finish the game out. So it's Anderson. To get it in, does to Thomas Johnson. Over to McDermott. Anderson uses the screen from Hunter. Anderson for 3. That one doesn't go. Thomas Johnson tips it. It's Pace with the ball. Over to Hunter. Anderson's there. Into Thomas Johnson. Underneath the basket. It's just going to go out of bounds. And that will be back with the Wildcats. Cassidy Del Falco. And she'll be fouled by Thomas Johnson. So that'll send her to the line. Stops the clock for the Giants. And that's the 4th on Thomas Johnson. So Cassidy Del Falco at the line. She has been absolutely huge for this Wildcats team today. Takes a total to 25 points. Make it 26 and a 10-point lead for the Wildcats. Looks like it might be all cosmetic at this point for the Giants. As McDermott catch and shoot 3, doesn't go. And the Wildcats with 20.9 to go and a 10-point lead, looking like they are going to pick up their first win of the season. That foul is going to send Cassidy Del Falco to the line. It's McDermott's second.
Once again, Manchester, you know what to do.
And Cassidy Del Falco, again, such an exciting young player to watch. She has got 27. She leads the WEABL, the Academy League, in points per game with 26.7. She said, let me show you what I can do, Women's British Basketball League. I'll drop 28. That's a huge, huge game for her. And congratulations to her for a massive game, leading the Wildcats within 19 seconds of their first win of the season. Again, if you've not seen her play before, such an exciting young player to watch. Keep an eye on her. If you're in the Nottingham area, get down, watch the team play, go and support them, check them out on the road if they're coming to a club near you. And for the Giants here, it's been a tough one today. A 30-point second quarter from Nottingham really turned things around as they took that huge lead into the third quarter. But there'll be time for these teams to regroup. The Christmas break gives team players a couple of weeks off to recuperate before they head into the trophy rounds in January, before the championship picks back up in February. And the Betty Cadona Trophy, a new look this season with the whole of January dedicated to the trophy rounds before the final in Birmingham on the 28th of January. So both teams coming back on court. It is Giants ball with just 19 seconds left. As McDermott inbounds into Hunter. Giants look like they're trying to set up a play here. It's a good chance to get some practice as Anderson off one leg. Can't get the three to go. And it's Stewart that comes down with the ball. Runs into Pace, and that is an offence. Sorry, that's a blocking foul. That's on Pace. That is going to send Stewart to the line. That will just increase the lead here for the Wildcats. Stewart, she's been huge in today's game as well. 19 points after that free throw. 12 rebounds alongside. Hits the second as well, takes it to 20. And a 14-point lead for the Wildcats as Georgia Anderson will just dribble this one out for the Giants. And that will do it at the end of the game. It is Nottingham Wildcats 86, Manchester Giants 72. Congratulations to Nottingham for their first win of the season behind a massive performance from Valerie Cassidy Del Falco, the young player. 28 points in the game. She was huge, shooting 50% from the field. 3 rebounds to go along with 5 assists. And Mari Stewart, 20 points and 13 rebounds, and Jess Wayne 16 points and 13 rebounds for her. And for the Manchester Giants, Georgia Anderson leading the way with 17 points, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Maya Pace had 16 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. And Sydney Hunter, another double-double for her, her 5th of the season, 15 points, 10 rebounds and 2 assists. So congratulations to the Nottingham Wildcats. The Manchester Giants will go again in the championship in February against Caledonia on the 10th of February here at the National Basketball Performance Centre. But before that, they'll be heading to Cardiff on January the 6th to take on the Cardiff Met Archers. So thank you to everyone who has joined us today, and we'll see you next time.